Hey, so it's been like forever since I recorded a YouTube video, at least with me in the picture. So, I'm not quite sure how I want to do this. Maybe I should have planned it out more. I'm going to start out by taking my Lupron shot because it's time. So I need to take it, and then I figure I'll go ahead with the video. And I'll catch you up, those that need to be caught up or new people that might want to know exactly what's going on. But this will be my first Lupron shot for this cycle. I hate needles. I'm a paramedic and I still hate needles, so for those of you that hate them, and I totally get it. This is really easy though, quite frankly. I know it's not a big deal. I'm supposed to give myself 10 units, or 0.1, but 10 units. So you draw it up. You probably can't tell. So the plunger here is right at 0.10. 10 units. Drop that much air in it. Of course, the boys are going to start carrying on. This is really clean because I just took the thing off, but just for practice. I'm always doing it the right way. You should always clean the area. And then I'm actually going to flip this like this so I can use the inside of that for my belly. So you take this off. You can see it's a really, I don't even think, can you see it? Yeah, you can barely see it. It's a tiny, tiny needle. So you flip it upside down, stick it in the middle, push it in, pull it back. And there I have 10. I can't believe I'm actually going to show my fat ass belly on YouTube, but it is what it is. So now, I guess it really doesn't matter where. It's clean. Dry it off a little bit. And just 1, 2, and 3. I don't really honestly fill it and inject it. Really, you should pull back first to make sure there's no blood, but and that's it. Okay, I'm gonna cover my fat belly up. Okay, let me go throw this in the refrigerator real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so the Lupron is something that you should refrigerate when you're done. Or after you've opened it, rather. Okay. So, here we go. Today is November 3rd. And a lot has gone on in the last 2 years. So, I guess just to catch you up a little, or to let people know who don't know, let's see. We decided that we wanted to have a child, even though I am considered of advanced maternal age. So we had tried on our own. Actually, the first time that we tried, we got pregnant. We got all the way up to the first ultrasound, and there was a heartbeat. So I felt much better at that point. However, that was short-lived. A few weeks later, he should have been born in October 9th, 2011 was his estimated date of conception, or not conception, estimated delivery date. And so he would have just turned 1. At any rate, it was a chromosomal problem. We did have that tested, and my OB said, keep trying. You know, you got pregnant very easily, so you'll probably get pregnant again. But we didn't. And so after some testing, I found out that my thyroid was now out of whack. So they started to address my thyroid, and I went ahead and saw an RE. He started me on, he said, might as well give yourself the benefit. We'll do injectables, do some IUIs, which we did. Long story short, it didn't happen. We had one positive pregnancy test that lasted like 2 or 3 days, and that was it. So, really came down to the best option for us would be donor egg. And that's why I'm actually here doing this video, because I have searched high and low on YouTube for donor egg IVF stories or what have you, and there's really not a lot on there. There's a couple of you, and then there's a few of them that like just stopped recording before you even knew what happened, so that kind of was a bummer. But I just really felt like for us, I felt like for me, that just wanted somebody else I could relate to, somebody that was going through the same thing, somebody that understood. And I was disappointed I couldn't find it on YouTube. And I kind of whined and complained about it, and then I realized, well, Mel, maybe you should record it. And I'm just not a camera person, which was my excuse. But all that aside, I'm going to start these vlogs and see how it goes. Honestly, the truth is probably, oh my gosh, I'm already at 7 minutes. Alright, so the reason that I didn't want to record, I know, is because it's out of fear. I've been very guarded. And the reason being is if I put this online for you guys to see, that it makes it more real, which means that if I fail, it could be more real. And it's just, I just kind of trying to blindly step forward and have it happen and praying that it works and whatever. So anyhow, you're gonna have to forgive me because I'm really not good at this YouTube thing, and I'll hopefully get better. But I hate long YouTube videos, except for like the play cards and stuff. So I need to like get this going. So where are we at in this whole procedure? It took us a while to find a place that we could afford. It is incredibly expensive. At the RE that I was seeing, it's $30,000 for one try. One try. So after looking around, I found a couple of other places. One was Shady Grove down in Maryland, and they were like $13,000 for one try. And they also have a money-back guarantee one where you get 6 tries for $30,000 or your money back if you don't succeed. However, we weren't able to come up with 30, so that left us with me continuing to search. So I found a place up in north of us called CNY, and their prices are much more affordable. I think they're able to do it because the donors up there don't get as much money as the donors down here in the city. And they do a couple of other things slightly differently. But at any rate, we're there. I jumped through all the hoops. I had to do a mammogram. I had to do an EKG. I had to get an OB to say yes, he would take me. I had to do a full physical. I had to jump through all these hoops, not to mention the financial hoops. And maybe I'll explain later how I did the financial end of it. So right now where we're at is choosing the donor, which I already sort of started to talk about and then like veered off of. It was hard, really hard. I ended up with one of my first choices, which initially was, I was told was a waiting list for her and that I wouldn't be able to have her. My other person that I had chose abruptly left the program. Somehow, by the grace of God, I ended up back with my original person, and she's 23. She's good health. She's given before, almost 3 out of 4 times, 3 out of 4 people that she's given to have gotten pregnant by her eggs. So that's who I chose. And now I'm finally up to starting medications. I've been on birth control for a while now. Who cares how long? And Lupron is what you saw me just now give myself. I take that for a while, and starting the 6th, I stopped the birth control. I continued the Lupron, and at some point in there, between the 6th and the 13th, I should get a period. And on the 13th, I go in for ultrasound and blood work, where they make sure that I have no cysts, that there's no more problems, and that the blood work is all good. At that point, the donor will start her stimulation meds, and then pretty much it's supposed to be quick after that. It feels like forever. Like I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to stab myself in the belly with this needle. So, okay, 11 minutes. I guess that's where I'm at. I know, like I said, this first video is like all over the place. Please forgive me. I'm going to try to get better. But I'm really just doing this because I know that there's probably other people out there that are going through this that have questions. So if you have questions, leave them down below. I will try to answer them as best I can. I'll try to do more of an informative, really informative video like the next time, if there's enough questions that merit it. And the way it looks now is on or about November 26th to the November 28th. It will be retrieval for her eggs. Corey will go in and do his part, and 3 to 5 days, preferably 5 days, because it's better to do a 5-day transfer from what I've been reading. 5 days later, I will get a transfer of one or two embryos, and prayerfully before Christmas, well before Christmas, I will have a positive pregnancy test and a healthy embryo in my belly, I hope. At this point, I think I will just, I guess maybe I'll tell you real quick the small issues that I do have. I do have what's called MTHFR. Again, I'll try to put that down there. It's 1 copy of A and 1 copy of C, but a normal homeocysteine level. And those of you who have MTHFR, which is actually quite common, will know what I'm talking about. But because of that, my doctor's not really too worried about it. He said you can take some extra folic acid if you want, and a baby aspirin, but it's not necessarily a big deal. However, I also tested positive for factor V lead-in, which is another clotting disorder. If I understand it correctly, basically I clot real easily. So when you're pregnant, you're more likely to actually have a clotting problem, thus perhaps the perfusion to the baby being compromised, or throwing a clot for the mother. So because I have that, and even though again it's only 1 copy, I will probably be on Lovenox shots. But other than that, they say I'm healthy. They looked at the inside of my uterus with the saline sonogram. I also did an HSG. All of those show everything being crisp and clean, no polyps, nothing in the cavity, blah, blah, blah. So, prayerfully, I will be pregnant in a month. That's so cool. Okay, so, whatever, 14 minutes. Thanks for, if you're listening this whole time, I love you, thank you, I appreciate it. And again, any questions, put them below, and I will try to have a more well put together video the next time. This was just, I wanted to force myself to do this so I would get over my fear of being on camera and just of talking about it, because it makes it real, and then it, I don't know, it just makes it more scary for me. I've been real quiet about this. And not a lot of people in my real life know. Well, they know, but they don't know what's going on right now. They know that I wanted to do this. So that's all. So I'm assuming most of you out there listening are ladies. So thank you, ladies. And if there are a few men here and there, thanks, guys. And that's it. Now I'm going to see if I can figure out how to upload this thing in the next however long it takes. Thank you. Take care. God bless. Baby dust to all of you. And till next time.